Hey everyone, it's Sandra. Today's video is quite an impromptu video. I hope you're having a good Monday. My empties situation was getting out of control. Time to sit down and film another empties and a new product video. If you are new to my channel, I like to do these videos every now and then. I like to actually show you the product that I've used up before I show you the new product that I've purchased or the new product that I'm using to kind of replace the old product. I have a ton of cleansers, so let's do cleansers first. This is Pestle and Mortar Erase. It's a cleansing balm. I did really enjoy this. Pestle and Mortar is an Irish skincare company. This is the only product I've ever tried from the brand. I would happily repurchase. It did such a wonderful job at removing makeup, just melting all the makeup off. And it also did not leave an oily residue on my skin after I removed it, which is something that I really appreciate in a balm cleanser. I have not repurchased it yet because in the summertime, I prefer like cleansing oils and micellar waters, but in the winter, I would definitely revisit a cleansing balm. Similarly, I also used up my Vichy Micellar cleansing oil. Vichy has kindly sent me a backup, so I do have a backup of this. If you watched my skincare video, this is the makeup removing product that I was using every single day, and I really enjoy this. If you like the Body Shop chamomile cleansing oil, this is very similar. I prefer the scent of this a little bit more. It has a little bit more of a refreshing scent. It's just a really great cleansing oil. It does the job, cuts through all the makeup, rinses clean. But before I get into my second bottle of the Vichy, I did have some of my Jordan Samuel Skin After Show Treatment Cleanser left, and this is like an oil-based gel cleanser. So this is what I'm using right now to remove my makeup and kind of alternating it between this Jouviance Cleansing Milk. This really took me by surprise. I hadn't tried a cleansing milk in a long time, and I loved this. This is so gentle. And I had a couple of episodes this last month where I just over exfoliated my skin and I kind of damaged my skin barrier. So I had to kind of scale my routine back and just use very gentle, soothing products for about a week to kind of get everything back on track. And yeah, this is wonderful. It did a good job at removing makeup. It didn't irritate my eyes, and yeah, very soothing. It's something that I would highly recommend if you have sensitive skin, if you have dry skin. Jouviance is a Canadian company, so I'm always excited when I come across a Canadian skincare brand and when I find products that I really like. So this is what I'm doing right now in terms of my first cleanse in the evening. And then in terms of morning/second cleansers that I have used up recently, we have here the Bioderma Sensibio Mild Cleansing Foaming Gel. I did like this, but it did foam up a little bit too much for my liking. It was a little bit too drying for me to use every single day. So this is a cleanser that I would only use like maybe in the morning, every other day. So yeah, I used it up, but I would not get this again. I much prefer my Glossier Milky Jelly Cleanser, which this is like the third bottle of it that I've used up. I love this. I have a backup of this going on, so I will be cracking into that soon. And then I also used up my J1 Jelly Cleanser, which is also the cleanser that I mentioned in my skincare routine. Everything kind of runs out at the same time, doesn't it? I also ordered the Biologique Recherche Lait VIP02. This is a milk cleanser as well. I enjoyed the Jouviance so much that I felt like, hey, maybe I should try the Biologique Recherche milk cleanser. And I like the fact that you can get a little travel size before committing to a full size of this. This is a beautiful cleanser to use in the morning. It has a little bit of lactic acid in it as well. You can use it as a mask. It's very gentle, but it's not bland. I would definitely not use this to remove makeup, but this is definitely a product I would want to be on my skin because of the ingredients list. It has a little bit of salicylic acid in it as well. I would consider getting the full size of it. I used up these Patchology Flash Patch Rejuvenating Eye Gels. I'm a big fan of under eye gels, under eye masks that I can just put in the fridge and kind of use them as an SOS in the morning if I wake up and my eyes are really puffy, if I haven't been sleeping well. I liked them, I didn't love them, so I didn't feel like I needed to stay loyal to them, so I purchased these. These are the Peter Thomas Roth Hyaluronic Cloud Hydrogel Eye Patches. You get 30 pairs in this compact little package. They are very nice, very refreshing. The only thing I don't love about them is the shape. I have a hard time fitting the shape of these under my eye. Like they just don't match my under eye contour as closely as I would have liked. So maybe I will try a different brand next. But I liked the texture of these and the ingredients list of these. Along the same vein, I also used up these two sheet masks. This is the Sulwhasoo Snow Eyes EX Brightening Mask. I had a whole pack of these and I have been using them sparingly. They were very, very expensive. So this was the last one that I had. I was cherishing them. This is the best sheet mask that I've ever used. I just struggle spending so much money on a sheet mask, especially when I watch, every time I watch like any facialist on YouTube, they say like, don't waste your money on sheet masks. Literally, if you just take a good serum and some gauze, you can kind of do your own sheet mask at home. So that's why I have not repurchased this. I also got sent this Neutrogena Hydro Boost Hydrating Hydrogel. Oh God, there's a lot of hydro there. Hydro Boost Hydrating 100% Hydrogel Mask with hyaluronic acid. So there's a lot of hydrating going on the label of this. The cool thing about this is that it came in two halves. So you had half of it that went on your top half of your face and half of it that went on the bottom. I definitely feel like this is the best fitting sheet mask that I've ever tried. I like the fact that it was like a gel, so it was less messy than the ones that are like a fabric soaked in liquid. The only thing I didn't love about it is that it was very, very, very heavily fragranced. So I think that if you have sensitive skin, if you're sensitive to scents, you might want to stay away from this. I think if this was fragrance free, it would be a lot better for a lot more people. Maybe they'll make like a sensitive skin version in the future, but I did enjoy this and it did perform. It left my skin feeling really nice and hydrated. Storing it in the fridge and just putting it on a hot summer evening just felt like ultimate bliss. I also used up this face mist. This is the Zelens Z Balance Prebiotic and Probiotic Facial Mist. This was my first foray into the Zelens line. It's a very, very expensive brand. This 50 milliliter face mist cost me $70 US, which is crazy. I will not be repurchasing this face mist. It was very, very nice. Don't get me wrong, but it's just a face mist. I would rather spend the $70 on a serum that works really well or put it towards an actual facial at a clinic. I feel like there's only so much a face mist can really do. I am equally as happy with the Jordan Samuel Skin Hydrate the Mist. This is 120 milliliters at like literally half the price of this. So you get more than double the size at half the price. This is absolutely delightful. It really is nourishing and hydrating. This is really nice layered with the Jordan Samuel Skin Hydrate Serum or any other hydrating serum that you're using as part of your routine. Again, I keep this in the fridge and I like to use this in the morning. After I wash my face, I just spritz this all over and then follow up with my hyaluronic acid serum, and I just feel like my skin loves that extra drink of hydration. The other thing I used up was my Paula's Choice Clear Anti-Redness Exfoliating Solution, 2% salicylic acid, that I was using just on certain areas like on my nose or on my chin. Anytime I would see congestion or breakouts, Paula's Choice is the go-to destination. If you are curious about adding salicylic acid into your routine, she makes so many different types of formulas. I would repurchase this, and I have repurchased this numerous times over the years. I saw that she came out with something new. I bought the Paula's Choice 10% Azaleic Acid Booster with licorice and salicylic acid. I was really intrigued by this. I have never tried anything with azaleic acid before. It is an ingredient that is highly recommended to people that have hyperpigmentation, acne scarring, acne breakouts. I only recently started incorporating this into my routine, so I've only been like spot treating with it. I do really like the texture. I have experienced zero irritation, zero stinging. It plays well with other products in my routine. It doesn't have a scent. It blends into the skin really, really easily. It kind of just looks like a thick cream. You rub it into the skin and it just completely sinks in. No fragrance. I'm kind of liking the direction of the branding. I'm not sure if all the Paula's Choice products will be rebranded and repackaged, but I like the new clean packaging they've got going on. I think this is really pretty. There have been 3 serums that I've used up recently. One of them was another Paula's Choice product. This was actually a 1% lotion exfoliant, and this did not work for my face, so I ended up using it on like the backs of my arms, on my legs, for any of like ingrown hairs or any keratosis pilaris flares, and this worked really well for that. So just a reminder, if you're trying to use up a product and it's not working on your face, try using it up somewhere on your body, and most of the time it will end up working out. I used up the Zorah C Nature Pure Argan and Hyaluronic Acid Serum. This was lovely. This contained a more gentle, stable derivative of vitamin C, and I like the fact that it was like vitamin C, argan oil, and hyaluronic acid all in one. So this is a product that I would use in the winter time, winter and spring. I used it up, and then I wanted to move to something more intensive. So I went to the OG. This is the SkinCeuticals CE Ferulic. This is like the most famous vitamin C. It's very, very expensive, and it goes bad very, very fast. I had a brand new bottle. It was nice, tightly sealed. The expiration date on the bottle was like 2020. I started using it, and within 2 months it went bad. I know that usually when you get to like the 5-month mark, then it kind of starts getting unusable, but this literally went bad in like the first 2 months of using it. I thought I would try a silicone version of an L-ascorbic acid serum. One of my favorite skincare influencers on Instagram is Bart. He also works in the beauty industry. His Instagram is OMG Bart, and he has mentioned this serum several times, and I kind of made a mental note to try it. I've had both positive and negative experiences with the PCA Skin brand. PCA Skin is another clinical-based skincare line. Online in the US, you can find their products at skinstore.com and dermstore.com. It's almost like a thicker kind of cream texture. The idea is that if you're housing this very volatile ingredient in a silicone-based formula as opposed to a water-based formula, it will stay stable for longer. I think The Ordinary does a very similar thing with some of their vitamin C formulas. It has a very faint, like lemony scent to it. In terms of fading scars and sun damage, I could see effects from this within the first 2 weeks of using it. This type of vitamin C, like the L-ascorbic acid, can be quite irritating. I do not use this every single day. I use this maybe twice, maybe 3 times a week in the morning, just on freshly clean skin. I dry it and then I apply this. I let it sit for like a couple of minutes, and then I go in with my moisturizer and my sunscreen. The less things you layer with this, the better, because it's such a silicone heavy formula. If you're mixing it with other products that also have a lot of silicones in it, you will just get a lot of rolling and pilling. But in terms of results, this has delivered. The last skincare product is a direct repurchase. This is Biologique Recherche Masque Vivant. It smells like dirty feet, so it's not the most appetizing scent, but it works. If you have congested skin, if you have oily combination skin, acne-prone skin, this is worth checking out. If you are in the United States, you can shop online at Rescue Spa. If you are in Canada, you can check them out at 121 Spa. This is a fantastic mask. I've talked about it before. Friendly piece of advice: if you do buy this, always make sure you cut it open at the end and scoop out the extra product there, because I got like another month of uses out of this from cutting it open. This is really the true test of how good a product is. Next, let's chat hair care, and I used up this L'Oreal Extraordinary Clay Mask. This is a clay mask for your scalp, and it's a product that I have recommended in my videos to anybody that has an oily scalp. This is lovely. Very, very messy, and kind of tricky to apply, so just keep parting your hair to get this product in contact with your scalp as much as possible. So the goal of this mask is not to get it in your hair, is to get it just onto your scalp. You leave it on for about 10 minutes, then you go in and you shampoo and condition your hair as normal. This is a lovely little hidden drugstore gem. I feel like I don't think I've ever seen anybody else talk about it. It's a pre-shampoo treatment for oily roots, and it did the trick for me. I would only reach for this maybe once a month or so, and it would just balance out my roots very, very quickly. I feel like in the weeks after using this, my oily roots were a lot less oily, and I would definitely repurchase this. I was, however, curious about a similar product in the Christophe Robin line. This is my favorite like luxury hair care brand, so this is what I've purchased instead. With hair care products like shampoos, conditioners, masks, I always like to alternate. I will do like one drugstore, one high-end, one drugstore, one high-end, and I just kind of keep going back and forth. So I got this Christophe Robin Cleansing Volumizing Paste with pure Rasoul clay and rose extracts. This is not exactly the same type of product as the L'Oreal Clay Mask, but it is similar. This also contains clay, which is why I kind of warranted buying this after I used up the L'Oreal. But it's also a shampoo and it also has a scrub in it as well. So it's kind of like a 3-in-1. It's a shampoo, a clay treatment, and a scrub for your scalp. It's like an oily clay with like sugar particles in it or something. Smells beautiful, it smells like roses, and you only need a small amount of it. I definitely made a mistake of using way too much product the first few times I used this, and I wasted a lot of product by doing that. You definitely don't need a lot. You need like a quarter size amount of product, and you work it in to your hair at the shampoo stage. So this is my shampoo. Whenever I use this, this is my shampoo, and I will just go in with like conditioner afterwards. It's like a clay paste with scrubbing particles in it, but it ends up lathering. Don't know what wizardry is in this, but you end up getting a nice thick lather. You work it into your hair, and then it's recommended to wait like 1 or 2 minutes if you have very oily roots, because then that will give the clay enough time to do its job. Every time I use this, I feel like my hair looks a lot more voluminous, my roots are more lifted. Being Christopher Ben, it also comes with a very premium price tag, so maybe if you want to check this out, I know Sephora has a sale going on right now. This might be a good thing to pick up in the Sephora VIB sale if you have thin, fine hair, oily roots. It's safe for color treated hair as well. It does not have any silicones. It does not have any SLS in it or anything like that. This has densifying, remineralizing benefits and protective rose extracts to help preserve and enhance hair color. So this is color safe as well. I also used up this Briogeo Don't Despair Repair hair mask. I loved this hair mask. This smelled so good. It smelled like jam. I love the fact that it was silicone free. Oftentimes when I use a hair mask with a lot of silicones in it, while I'm not against silicones at all, I just feel like in hair masks, it's kind of like an illusion because you feel like your hair is super smooth, but that's just because silicones are just coating it. It's not actually like doing anything nourishing to your hair. I thought that by switching things up and getting like a silicone free hair mask that would actually be more nourishing to my hair, and I would definitely repurchase. But I'm using this right now, and it's a very good like drugstore dupe for this. This is the Garnier Fructis 1 minute strengthening treat. This is the strengthening hair mask, and this is also silicone free. I think these are quite new. I think they launched a whole bunch of them for different reasons, and they're all silicone free. Oh, this smells so good. I know banana is you either love it or hate it, and it smells like dessert that you want to eat. Thicker in texture than the Briogeo mask, but in terms of nourishment, my hair feels really, really good after using this as well. So I'm gonna keep using this. If you're still watching this right now, gold medal to you, because I've been talking for so long, I'm like a little bit delirious right now, but let's move on with the hair. Aveda Thickening Tonic. I've been using this for the last 2 years. I used to use the Aveda Volumizing Tonic, then I switched over to the Thickening Tonic. Love this. In fact, have another one here right now that is like, I still have like a quarter of a bottle left, so I used this up, I repurchased. I felt like it was time to maybe switch it up a little bit. I would definitely repurchase the Aveda. There's nothing wrong with it, but you know, sometimes you want to switch things up. So I bought this on a whim. This is the Show Beauty Thickening Mist. So same type of product, just a little bit more of a bougie packaging. I bought this from Net-a-Porter. Show Beauty is a British hair care brand. I have a texturizing hairspray from them that I absolutely love. So that's why I was like, hey, I wonder if their other stuff is good too. It has a lot more texture to it than the Aveda. I feel like the Aveda feels really soft and smooth in my hair while thickening. This gives more dramatic thickening results, but it also, I can feel it in my hair more. So I feel like when I use this, I need to wash my hair more often, but I'm totally fine with that because this gives me so much volume. I can wear my hair straight. Clearly, I don't have this in my hair right now because I only like to use this when I blow dry my hair, and I air dried my hair last night. But yeah, if you blow dry your hair, if you have fine hair, you want thickness and volume, check this out. This is magical. Next up, we have my lifetime supply of eyebrow products. We have the Clear Anastasia Brow Gel, which was okay, but I prefer a tinted brow gel. I went through a couple of the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper. This was my all-time favorite. This is the blonde color. My all-time favorite brow gel, and it got discontinued, unfortunately. So L'Oreal actually replaced it with this thing. This is the Brow Stylist Boost and Set. And unfortunately, they're just not the same. I don't love the new one as much as I love the old one. I just switched over to Glossier Boy Brow. So I bought the Boy Brow in blonde at first because I was hoping that would be like my precious L'Oreal brow gel, but it's not. The L'Oreal Blonde Brow Gel would actually tint my brow hairs and would actually make my brows look a little bit lighter. But the Blonde Boy Brow does not do that. So I ended up just switching over to the Brown Boy Brow, and then that's what I'm using right now. I like Boy Brow, but I don't love it. I would love to find something that I like as much as my L'Oreal Brow Gel. So if you know of a good blonde brow gel that will actually tint the brow hairs, let me know what your favorites are. And in terms of brow pencils, I have two Anastasia Brow Wiz pencils. This is the shade medium brown. And then I used up a L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. This is the best drugstore eyebrow pencil. They don't have a color that I absolutely love, so I haven't repurchased it yet. I also used up a Burberry Full Brows. This is beautiful. It's almost like a liquid liner for your brows. It has a very thin brush applicator, comes in a variety of shades, and at the other end they have like a waxy setting paste type of product. MAC just came out with a very, very similar product at a slightly lower price point. Just felt like switching things up after so many years of using eyebrow pencils. I wanted to go back to using a powder. So right now I'm using the Burberry eyeshadow in the color taupe brown in my eyebrows. I used up a foundation, oh god, and there it goes, the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation, and I loved mixing it. Like, it was fine by itself, but what I loved to use it for was to mix it with my It Cosmetics CC cream. I feel like those two together were such a dreamy combination, and it was my favorite workday foundation combination. Gave really good medium to full coverage, lasted all day, looked fresh, didn't look too matte, didn't look too dewy, didn't look too cakey. It was just perfect. But I didn't want to just buy another foundation. I just own so many foundations and I really want to try to work through the stuff that I currently have. So I had to come up with a new mix, and this works really well. So this is what I'm using right now. The It Cosmetics CC cream mixed with the Lancome Tanti Doll Ultra Wear foundation. These two together are just as good as my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte It Cosmetics combination. I always find that when I mix foundations, I end up liking the mix more than I like the foundations individually. Like, the It Cosmetics CC cream does not work well by itself for me, and the Lancome Tanti Doll Ultra Wear is good, but it's just not as good as when I mix them together. So it's a great way to get more use out of your makeup. Next up, we have concealer. I used up my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. This is in the shade 20. One of my favorite drugstore concealers that I've tried. Would definitely consider repurchasing this. But for now, this is my new baby. It's the Too Faced Born This Way Sculpting Concealer. You get a whopping 15 milliliters. This is half the size of a foundation bottle. So you get a ton of concealer. This will easily last you like 1 year, even if you use this every single day. You can see this in action in my last Get Ready With Me video. It has full coverage, but it's more hydrating and not as drying under the eyes. It has a little bit of a thinner formula. And under the eyes, it depends on my mood. I like to have a low coverage, a medium coverage, and a full coverage option. This is definitely my full coverage option. Some mornings I wake up looking like the Crypt Keeper and I will need all the help I can get. So this is a great full coverage under eye concealer to have. Finally, I have a lip product that I've used up. You can probably see a difference between like when I had dull lips at the beginning of the video and now they're a little bit juicier, but this is the IPKN Twinkle Lips. This is like my poor man's version of the Dior Lip Glow. I've been using this for the last year and I absolutely love this. This is in the coral color. I repurchased it, but I got it in a different color. So I got this in the pink color, which is more similar to the original first Dior lip glow that came out, but it just gives a tiny hint of color. It adds a little bit of life to the lips, has a beautiful shiny finish. It's not an overwhelming scent, doesn't have any funky taste or anything. It's just a beautiful, subtle, juicy lip balm to kind of throw in your bag and just reapply throughout the day. It's like a no-brainer. This is always in my handbag. And yeah, the coral color was a little bit more pigmented. That's it. Those are all the products that I've recently used up. The new stuff that I'm currently using. Let me know what you're loving. Let me know what you're using. And most importantly, please let me know your favorite tinted brow gel. I hope you're having a lovely Monday so far. I hope your week is off to a great start. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.